my cash stack. High yields on stable coins, yeah, that's where my bag at. All I really need is Wi-Fi, get money on DeFi, mega cash on MetaMask. You better run when the runners run, show you how to get your money up. Dollar inflated like bubble gum, markets are jumping like double dutch. Buying up gold till I get a ton, crypto, yeah, I got some. You better run when the runners run, you better run when the runners run.
Good evening, runners. It's Tuesday, May 21st, 2024. We have breaking news tonight in the cryptocurrency markets, and gold and silver hit all-time highs again this week. So we have a ton to get into. Luckily, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Ricardo Hamilton, Mr. Two Bricks, making it make sense. What's going down, bro?
Nailed it. What's going on? Ricardo Hamilton, Crypto
Nailed
Rick,
it.
man, I'm fired up and excited. Man, I'm telling you, everything that we've been saying the whole time, we're literally watching it play out right before our eyes. We're documenting it, we're living it, we're watching it in real time, and it's crazy. It's crazy, it's exciting, and things are going to really start to accelerate and pick up. And I hope you guys are paying attention. I hope you're plugged in. I hope you've been listening, but not only listening, but actually applying this information that we've been sharing. Get these assets, get them on a continuous basis, constantly, continuously, consistently, saving in precious metals and assets, getting into blockchain and crypto, getting inside our communities and creating passive income with these assets and finding opportunities in the market. So I'm pumped up, brother. How are you?
Man, I don't like to say I told you so, but I gotta do it right now, Ricardo. Okay. And I think a lot of the runners did this, so I'm happy to see them winning. But just to share this with you guys here, okay, this is the breaking news. So Meaghan was supposed to be on with us tonight. I think she had an emergency come up. So we'll see if we can get her on the show again, because what she's doing is absolutely amazing. But we will try to get her on as soon as we can. But guys, there's so much going on right now. This is wild, right? So Ethereum, the number 2 cryptocurrency, jumps more than 20% in 2 days on renewed optimism for an ETF. Like, guys, if this happens, it is game over for this crypto bull run. Bitcoin, you saw what happened when it got its ETF. If this happens to Ethereum, all of this FUD with the government and regulation is gone out the window. So the price of Ether extends its gains, rocketing 20% over 2 days. The rally comes amid a surge in optimism that the SEC might greenlight spot Ether ETFs ahead of its first deadline later this week. The previous consensus was that the funds would likely not be approved. So something happened. Let's see here. Where is it? The rally began suddenly on Monday amid reports that the SEC has requested key document updates from potential ETF issuers and exchanges. Spokesman for the SEC said the agency does not comment on individual filings. Now investors are considering the odds that the SEC might greenlight spot Ether ETF applications. So essentially, people were very doubtful. I saw most people were saying like a 10 to 20% chance this happens. And because the SEC asked them to kind of like finalize these documents, it's kind of the same thing they did for the Bitcoin ETF when they got ready to approve it. So I would say the cat's kind of been let out of the bag, and we can go to the Ethereum chart and we can see we had that run up to about 3,900 and it came back down to below 3. And now we're rocketing back up. This is the weekly chart. So this is when the news kind of came out that the ETF probably will get approved, and we can see Ethereum taking off. If you guys have been following us, I said about 2 months ago, I'm going to start buying Ethereum every single day. And I've been buying $20 of Ethereum every single day while it was down here around 3,000. And we talked about putting it on Blast. Okay, Blast is a new Ethereum layer 2 that doesn't have a token. They're doing an airdrop. So all you had to do was literally park your Ethereum or your USDB, which is their stable coin, and you earn points that turn into Blast airdrop. I almost have 5 million now. Okay, they have different multipliers you can do. So I cover all of this on my YouTube channel. And guys, I said, I know it's not sexy. I know it's not, super, finding some meme coin that goes up 5,000%, which we also did this week. We'll talk about that later. But I said, to me, the simplest, most obvious play right now in crypto is to get Ethereum and park it on Blast for the airdrop. Number one, Ethereum is the number one DeFi application. Number two, it's the number two most solid cryptocurrency. Number three, I knew there was a chance the ETF could get approved, and we're getting our 3.1% without staking it on Blast because it has native yield, and we're getting the airdrop MEMS. So, your take on this Ethereum ETF, what it could mean, and I guess just how fortunate the runners are here, and we're able to help so many people by just using our experience in these markets to make sure they're putting their money in the right places.
Man, some people are just getting this information, and all we're showing right now is results and documentations from what we've been telling people for years now. Okay, and so you're seeing the results, you're seeing the gains, you're seeing the progress, you're seeing the benefit from our live streams, from our information, from the positioning of where we're putting our paper money that's losing value, and where we're transferring it to, and what we're transferring it into, and how it's progressed. But let me say this. You're still early. And the reason I'm telling you that is because you have to understand something, that the full reset, the full flight, okay, from the dollar hasn't even really taken place yet. Okay. I mean, it's really going to accelerate, and we're going to see massive amounts, but this is why we're excited about the ETF and things of this nature, because literally that's what that means. There's more money coming in to buy these assets, right? There's a bigger pool. There's more capital coming in. And so I believe that these assets are going to go higher, especially when you realize that the dollar is only going to do one thing, and that is continue to lose value. The dollar has continued to lose value since its inception. Okay. It's not going to do anything else but that. Okay. And collapse like all fiat currencies do. So when you put it against the backdrop of the dollar continuing to lose value, people's lives, financial security, future is based in dollars, which is something that's losing value, and the world waking up to that. Okay. And then when you see what's going on with blockchain, precious metals, and everything else, it's a no-brainer. You got to do something with your dollars. And now you can imagine there's trillions upon trillions of dollars out there, okay, in hedge funds, private wealth, and all type of markets and pensions and things of this nature. Look, people are going to want to have yield. They're going to want their money to be somehow protected or grow for them. And they have to do something with it. They can't leave it in dollars. So, just congratulations for those who have been listening and following and doing the things that need to be done to make sure that a wealthy family comes from you, even if you didn't come from a wealthy family. But if you just getting started, don't feel like it's too late. Don't feel like it's too late. Even right now, dollar cost average, $25 a week, $25 a month, just put something in there, because that means over time, there's no guarantee with anything, but the trend that we have been seeing in blockchain and crypto is that these assets are becoming more valuable, more scarce. And the trend that we're seeing with dollars is they're becoming increasing in supply, okay, and less value. All right. So you're giving yourself some options. Your money's going to increase over time, in my opinion, with these assets, and from what we've seen from the data and the track record and the history of it. And so this is something that you want to do, and you want to start now if you haven't started already.
So I love getting this message today, Ricardo, somebody messaged me on the runners and said, "Hey, Mike, just wanted to let you know I have been funding in Swan $25 every week since September, so about 7.5 months, and he's up over $500. Just wanted to say thanks for sharing." That's
Awesome.
$100 a month, bro. That's not a lot. I would say almost anyone could do $100 a month.
all I thought about was if he had left that money in the bank, because generally when you save, okay, if you had put that money in the bank or he had went to the casino, okay, he ain't gonna have that money. You know what I mean? Or if you put it in a bank, there's no interest on it. It loses value because of inflation. Like he's doing something smart. And the beautiful thing is you have to get exposure to this. You know, he's learning how to acquire the asset on a consistent basis, right? He's getting into this space and now he sees results. This is what you want to do. You have to become more decentralized. You have to figure out how to put your money to work for you so you don't have to work for it, because the old traditional financial system is you giving your money away, letting them put your money to work so they can make the money and they give you the crumbs and you get all you get all the fees and less security, because they engineer market crashes every 10 years or so, right? They make money whether your money goes up or down on the market, so they're good. You need to learn how to put your money to work for you so you don't have to work for the money and leverage this blockchain space and the options that you have. You know, you better off taking the risk and losing some money and making some money yourself than leaving it over there and having them make money regardless of which way the market goes, and knowing that they're systematically trying to confiscate everything that you have while you are looking to grow and secure what you have for yours and your benefit.
Yeah, I mean, he only put in about $700 and he's made about 500. So he's almost doubled up in 7 months because
7
he
months.
started early.
Where do you do that at? Most people would love to get a double up, and that's just from essentially just saving to a degree, just constantly converting it, which, you know, in an investment, which is the crypto. But he had a strategy of, as opposed to just saving it in cash, which wasn't going to do anything for him, but to, you know, put it into to digital assets and experience that growth. Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to the runners who took action during the bear market and didn't wait for prices to start going up. That's the
Yeah.
key.
A little money clap. Yep.
All right, guys. This is the first time I've seen this actually being reported just in SEC informs exchanges. It is leaning towards approving spot Ethereum ETFs, Barron's reports. So this is not necessarily just a rumor, but the SEC is leaning towards that. So, not financial advice, but I would be buying some crypto.
Yeah.
Let's
This
look at
market's
the
going
markets
crazy.
this week. We already talked about Ethereum. Another coin in our top 10, bro. I mean, I don't know what else we can do, guys. We did our top 10 coins, I think, 3 or 4 weeks ago. Pendle was in there. Pendle's up 59% this week alone. Meme coins, Uniswap, Ethereum 31%. Chainlink's always one of my favorite. That's up 29%. AVAX. I love Injective. Oh wow, Injective's up 27. Sweet. Theta. Again, guys, there's a reason. Do not sleep on Theta. Okay, I don't mention Theta a lot because my bags are packed. But there's a reason why it's been in the top left corner of our screen for 3 years now. Okay, they have some big news coming up, so make sure you're packing your bags on Theta at $2. It's already gone to 15 last bull market, so we're still way down. Sui was another one in our top 10. We've done videos about Bohm. So again, guys, lots of things going off. We're not going to go over everything, but we're going to watch a silver video here really quick. But let's see where the gold and silver markets are at, guys. Gold is at a $16.2 trillion market cap. Price is $24.23. Silver drops down to 1.8 trillion, still so undervalued at $32.19. Bitcoin at 9. So guys, we focus on these top 3 assets in the world because they're decentralized outside of the system, and we teach you guys ways to make money by accumulating them and automating that process. So Mims, anything you want to add when it comes to the state of the assets in the world?
Yeah. We're documenting this when we go live. We're just documenting this. We've been doing this for years, and we're going to continue to do this for years to come. And when you look at, I remember, gold was a 13 trillion, 12 trillion, in market cap. Now we see it in 16. And, same thing with silver. We're seeing that move up, and, obviously Bitcoin as well. And so you start to see a trend. And I want you to start thinking bigger. I want you to start, looking and having a little bit of foresight and vision, as we move forward, because I'm telling you, 2024 is the kickoff of the reset. Okay. And I'm talking about blockchain integration, interoperability, metals. We're talking, I mean, you're already seeing it. Even now, major heads are stepping down. I don't know if we're going to get into some of that, but major heads of banks and organizations are stepping down. Klaus Schwab stepping down, and JP Morgan stepping down, and the FDIC chair stepping down. And we have a lot of things going on in the global markets, but I'm saying all that to say that these assets are going much higher, folks. These assets are going much, much higher. Okay. So you just want to make sure that you have a position in something, in some of them, if not all of them. Okay. The dollar's dying. Inflation is crazy. I don't know, Mike, you put up something on your Facebook not too long ago about McDonald's prices. I put up something earlier today on my Facebook about the inflation, and Bidenomics, and earlier today. And it's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse, because that is a mechanism of the system. They have to continue to create money, to print money, to put it in the system, because if they don't, the system collapses. Well, every time they create debt or money, because money is debt, the dollar is a unit of debt, it creates inflation. Okay. So whatever, even right now, if somebody comes into office and they say, we're going to give everybody $2,000 a month, everybody would be excited about that. But they don't understand at what cost that is. They give with one hand and they take with another. Okay. You will be giving yourself back into slavery, because they're calling for UBI. Most people don't know. They're calling for it again right now, universal basic income. Okay. That's why they're worried about the CBDCs, which we have to fight against. Okay. Because literally that's slavery 2.0. We're talking about a China social credit score type of system coming to America. Okay. They're putting the stuff in place, and they're waiting for an event, or when they're ready to make the event happen, to roll this out. They already have, gamified this. They have the scenarios. They've already played it out. And so you want to make sure that you know how to become decentralized, move around this blockchain space, understand how the monetary system works, understand the system in which we live in right now, so we can make sure that we are not recontracting ourselves into another slavery system, because the contract is up. Most people don't realize it. The contract of this old fiat system that we've tied ourselves to since birth, okay, with Social Security and everything else, it's bankrupt, it's collapsing, it's imploding under its own debt and creation. Social Security is not going to be here for us in 2035. You know what I mean? The whole system is broken. So that old contract is up. They're going to come up with a new system, and most people aren't aware of it, but they're going to recontract themselves back into their debt and death paradigm. Okay.
I got you.
So it's why it's so important that you know what you hold and know how to move around in this space. Yeah.
And again, guys, that's what we're focused on, is helping as many people get silver and gold at the best price. Okay, so we just started yesterday a 30-day blitz where we're doing Zooms 2 times a day, every day for 30 days with our team. Okay, and if you have not joined us in the last few months, we are not using some old companies anymore. Okay, we found better solutions. So make sure you have the right link and you're with the right company. We are crushing the competition, usually by about $5 to $7 an ounce on silver, and about $50 to $100 for an ounce on gold. So you can join the Zoom by scanning the QR code, or just go to silverforall.com, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so jump on the Zoom and figure out how you can actually get real money delivered to your door at the best prices, point blank, period.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, folks.
anything you want to add, Mims?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, phenomenal time to be saving in silver and gold. We have a brand new way that we're getting these assets, and we're getting them at no markup. Okay, this is huge. Okay, so you guys just want to make sure you plug in. I'm so excited. I don't want to say too much because I might just do the whole presentation right now. Okay, okay, but no, catch us. We're doing this twice a day. Okay, so catch us on one of these Zooms, man, so you can see the value that we bring it to you. Yeah.
That's the sound of real money right there.
There it is.
Now, Mims, you brought that up. I'm glad you did because I had that queued up. Guys, this blew my mind because, again, you guys have to understand that the government manipulates data, okay, when they factor in inflation. So they're saying it's like 7 or 8% or something. It's way more than that.
No, they said last month it was 3 point something.
Oh, yeah.
They said
3.
Well, it came down. It's 3 something now. Because they don't think that you're going to count the compounding effect of it over month after month. Oh, it was 3% this month. What was it last month? Okay, so what is the total here? What are we looking at? But go ahead, brother. This stuff is crazy.
And we talk about this all the time, guys. Is that the dollar has lost 80% of its value since 2020. I'm sorry, it's lost 20% of its value. Is it 80% of dollars have been created since 2020?
About 80% of all dollars in existence have been created, I think it was in the last 4 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, guys, this wasn't ancient times ago, and I remember I could get a cheeseburger for $1 at McDonald's.
They had a dollar menu.
Yeah.
There's no more dollar menu, right?
No more dollar menu anymore, guys. I mean, a cheeseburger is now $3.15. That's a 215% increase. The average price from McDonald's for these 5 items is 141%. Taco Bell, they used to have a decent dollar menu. It was like $1 or $2. I'd get good stuff off of there. It's gone now. Now things are like $2.99. Okay, you got even your spicy cheese and bean rice burrito isn't $1 anymore. That was my go-to, man.
Yeah. and you see, this is a sign of obviously the economy, but this is affecting people, and this is across not just the food industry, and restaurant industry, but it affects every industry. This is this inflation is everywhere. It's everywhere, and it's because they've printed so much money. But what have they printed it for? Literally to bail out Wall Street, take care of the big NGOs and governments of countries around the world, and fund, wars. I mean, billions upon hundreds of billions of dollars for war and everything else. This didn't go, all this money they're printing, it didn't go to infrastructure. It didn't go into reducing healthcare. Nope. It didn't go into, affordable housing. Nope. It didn't go into sustaining and improving the quality of life of Americans here. This money went to who knows where. I mean, in fact, right now, the government and Defense Department and Social Security Administration, they can't account for trillions of dollars right now. There's money that they've lost. Even now, they've sent money to Ukraine for war, and they can't account for billions of it. They said, we don't even know where it is. I'm sorry, we just lost. How do you lose the money? But when they printed that money, now the money's lost. We pay for it, not only through taxes, but through inflation. You see, Henry Ford said if the American people ever understood the present banking and monetary system, there'll be a revolution by tomorrow morning. And the information that I know, when I start talking about this stuff, it gets my blood boiling. I get so upset because people are just continuing to acquiesce and go along with the system. Okay? But understand something. It's coming to an end. There is a clash that is taking place, okay, which is the past and the future. And that is happening right now in reality. And those of us who are prone to seeing what's going on with our two eyes and then listening, we're doing certain things that's going to make sure that we transcend this climactic and chaotic monetary reset that's taking place. But unfortunately, a lot of people are going to get wiped out with this reset. That's why it's so important that y'all share this information, like this information, and actually apply this information, because this is what we're doing and we're just getting started. But the inflation is just going to get worse because they have to continue to print money. They can't stop. So you got to do something.
Woo! Let's get some other
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
fire, bro, fire. And so last, guys, I mean, Chick-fil-A, deluxe chicken sandwich up 79%, chicken nuggets up 96%, average is 80%. And the sad part here is, guys, is what's probably going to happen is lower and middle class people are just not going to be able to go out to eat now. And then what's going to happen? Then they're going to start closing down Taco Bells and Chick-fil-A's. And then what's going to happen? Now those people don't have jobs. All right.
Well, you know, the birth rate, they talk about the birth rates, Mike. And I mean, if you have, you got children, and you got a family of 2, 3, 4, you barely can afford to feed your family. Let alone you got the cost of the rent is going higher. The rent never goes down. The mortgage is going up. They get the same data from 2000 to 2004 on what people are paying in rent or on their mortgage. Damn, they're doubled. It's insane. So it's crazy. It's really crazy. It's getting worse. And a lot of people are feeling it and they know it. And it's just important that you do the right things right now, because there ain't gonna be that much time left where you might not have enough to do with anything. And you're gonna find yourself in a position, where you don't want to be, because you just didn't apply information while you had it, the opportunity to do something with them worthless pieces of paper and get some assets and start creating some cash flow. But yeah, it's crazy, Mike. The data is insane on what's going on with the food inflation here in the US and abroad.
Yeah. And so what I want to do, guys, now is just listen to a little bit of Road to Ruta. Vic Weir has been covering the
interesting
markets of gold and silver for a long time. And so we're going to listen to him a little bit and then kind of talk about what's the difference between real and fake silver.
Interesting.
Wow. I'll get to that one second. But yeah, silver's looking good. $32. We'll be happy at 42, 52, 62, $100, $200, $500, $600. Still not freely traded. $800, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. Who knows how high it'll go? Silver hasn't been freely traded in about 170 years. So we're all very excited about the potential for silver. Some interesting things to note. Silver is completely head and shoulders above the moving averages. The 100-day moving average actually hit $25 though, which is big because, in the past, and I'm saying this because I think this game is over. In the past, the commercials would slam silver down below the moving averages. That's how they played their game. They'd short up, they short. They're still shorting right now, by the way. I'll show you. They'll short, and then they'll slam it down below the moving averages. All the tech funds would run away. Everybody goes, oh my God, I have to sell my silver. They'll buy back their shorts, and then they'll wash, rinse, repeat, the whole thing. That's gone, at least for right now. Until the moving averages get up above $30, it's going to be hard. And it could. Moving average can move very fast as the price of silver starts to spike. But I think that game is over. And nobody's told the commercials yet. On the Commitment of Traders report, we missed Ted. We don't know where Ted is. Does anybody know where Ted Butler is?
So I want to show you guys now. If you don't know what he's talking about, we'll explain it. When he's talking about shorts, he's talking about the big banks just trade back and forth with each other, and they basically create fake paper silver that doesn't really exist. So then they can manipulate the market. This is what's happening with GameStop and AMC right now. Is they create more fake shares so that they can dilute the markets. So this is why we're so big on making sure you guys get physical gold and silver, not, ETFs or paper stuff. So I just want you guys to look at this right here. It's like a black with the gray lettering on top of it. Paper to silver ratio now. This means there's, for every 1 ounce of real silver, here's my real 1 ounce of real silver. So for every 1 ounce of real silver in the world, there's 398 fake fugazi, made up out of thin air pieces of paper that represent an ounce of silver. That's how they have been able to keep the price so low, because there's so much fake of it that they can long and short it, and then they take the physical possession. Gold is 124 to 1. So Mims, I'll let you Mims this. What do people need to understand what this means when it comes to this paper to silver ratio and paper to gold ratio?
It's legalized fraud. These people are just pirates. They get together.
That's why we call you Mims, bro.
Yeah, it's just fraud. It's just their own legal scam. That Wall Street, they bought your politicians out, and they bought your regulators out, and they made sure that they loosened up the regulations to allow them to create this casino of fraud and scam to manipulate the markets to where you're now interested in only in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, IRAs, CDs, and stuff of that nature. And you don't get into the real metal, the real money, so you can hedge and diversify and build real wealth and real assets. So they keep the price of silver and gold down. And that's why we're talking about this reset. The rigging is coming to an end. But just look at that. I mean, almost 400 paper contracts to 1 ounce of silver. So there's 400 contracts that are laying claim to that 1 ounce of silver. Well, it's only 1 ounce of silver. You got almost 400 contracts laying claim to that 1 ounce of silver, paper contracts out there. So this is obviously just, one big scam. It's one big fraud. It's a way of them to rig. It's illegally allowing them to rig and manipulate the system. Okay. But at the other side of this is that for those who know what they're looking at, it's why it's one of the biggest opportunities ever. Okay. Because they have been rigging and manipulating this market for so long. Okay. That the real price discovery for these assets have not been seen yet. And when these assets are allowed to correct to fair value, which we are seeing slowly take place now with Basel III, with what we're seeing with states in the United States removing gold and silver from taxes, states making gold and silver legal tender, BRICS backing their currencies by gold, countries looking to do business and hoarding and buying more gold and silver than they ever have in any time period in history, central banks buying and holding more gold in any time period in history since World War II. Okay, we are going to see a reset. And you want to make sure at that moment you're holding the asset. Because if you have a paper contract, you can forget it. And when they flick that switch, it's going to be an overnight thing. Okay, and if you notice, anytime the world has shifted dramatically, it's an overnight thing. Okay, it's an overnight thing. Whether you think about COVID or whether you're thinking about, any situation,
Financial,
literally
2008.
financial 2008, 9/11 time, anything is you wake up and the world has changed forever. The narrative has changed. So this is why we're just saying it's so important that you know what you hold, that you get physical silver and gold, and that you understand their game, because that's the most important thing. So you don't get conned.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
U.S. unfunded liabilities are $215 trillion.
That's crazy.
Those are things that the government has promised to pay for.
Yeah.
640,000 per citizen. Unbelievable.
Yeah. You can tell me to mems it, but I can't. I can't make sense how and why. And I can explain it. But I mean, just think about this. $215 trillion. The key word there is unfunded. I mean, the money's not there. It doesn't exist. It's unfunded. and it's a liability. But you see the priority of this government is not reducing the debt that they owe the people in these unfunded liabilities, Social Security. They're not trying to make the system more efficient. They're sending more money for war. That's what they're doing. They're working together to ban TikTok, to ban social media platforms.
Bruh.
This is what the government, which apparently at this point, I hope most people realize that this is not a government for the people by the people. Okay. And I hope that you understand that this is not even a government. This is actually a corporation. And that's why it's running like that. The corporation is not looking out for the employees of the corporation. The corporation is looking out for the corporation and its shareholders. You, the citizen, the employee, are not a shareholder. You are expendable. That's why you get treated the way you're treated. People think your government is your government and it's working for you. That's why we have an open border policy. That's why we're seeing the homelessness. Our veterans aren't getting taken care of. Homeless people in the street, food insecurity, children's going to bed hungry. All this stuff that we know is going on. Why you say, why is this happening in this country? It's such a great country, so much wealth in this country. Because it's not a country. So that's why we have to attack other countries that actually look out for their citizens. But they say it's socialism and nationalism and all this and that. And they paint these preconceived ideas and notions. They put them in your mind. But really, these countries are looking out for their people where the U.S. isn't. And that doesn't look good. So they got to paint them as dictators like they did Gaddafi. Okay, in Libya, if you people really understood how good Gaddafi was taking care of his people in Libya, you would want to go live in Libya. Okay, you wouldn't even want to be in the United States. They had to get rid of him for that and a lot of other reasons. But this is the whole thing, folks. We are in the Great Awakening. This is the time period that we're in. We're moving out of the age of Pisces celestially. You see all the stuff going on in the stars. You see all the stuff that's going on in the sky. You see you hear about the coronal mass ejections. You see all this stuff going on. We're changing. We're in a shift. Okay, we're going into an age of Aquarius, and some people are going to elevate and tap into that higher vibrational frequency and consciousness. Okay, and move to the next dimension of reality. Unfortunately, some people, and not because of their own fault, but they're too dense. They cannot vibrate at a high level, whether it's because of the food, whether it's because of, what they're listening to, with their environment, who they're around. A lot of people are not going to make it. But if you are hearing this message, okay, if you are listening to this information and you are applying it, it's not by accident. Because trust me, everybody's not getting this information, but you are.
Fire, bro, fire. Last thing tonight, guys, is we scored a big hit here. This is a meme coin that has some utility. ApeX. We've been talking about this for over 2 weeks. I made the video when the market cap was $20,000, and last night we hit 1 million. I told people I was going to do this, but I said I was going to sell my initial when we hit 1 million in market cap. And probably a lot of people had that idea as well. So I knew we would retrace, but we're still holding at 637. And I think you can kind of see here we have some support. So it might go down a little bit more, but I think long term, I still really like this. The developer, I've got to meet him and hang out with him a little bit. He has a lot of big things coming, whether it's gamification, NFTs, and we get paid to hold the token as well. So that payment is coming out too. So again, just bringing you guys this information, obviously not financial advice, but we went up 5,000% from 20,000 to $1 million market cap. All right. 50x. All right. So you got to run with the runners, plug in, guys. I had so many people this week say something to me about, man, I wish I would stay on top of, what you guys are talking about and, listen more. And I'm just telling you guys right now, put everything else to the side. Stop watching TV. Stop. If you're not watching like some video or something that's like giving you actual education, get rid of it. Okay. Stop going out and partying. Um, I mean, even like if you're just reading some stupid book that's not like bettering you and your mindset and it's just like some novel, like I'm not saying there's something wrong with reading, but I'm saying right now is the time to focus on helping people and building wealth and increasing your mindset and where you are at vibrationally, like Ricardo was talking about. Like this bull run will change lives for those who take action. This transformation we're making from the old system of the dollar debt slave economy to the new economy where there's artificial intelligence, where we're able to transcend borders because of blockchain. This is it. Like, if you are not here, you are going to be left behind. You will be like a person who doesn't have a cell phone, a smartphone, the internet, and email. I mean, there was people that literally tried to do that. Like, I don't need an email. I'm not going to get a smartphone. Okay. If you do not get on blockchain and all the technology, DeepIn, AI that's going on here, you are going to be left behind like those people in the 90s who said, I don't need an email. I'm not going to learn the internet. All right. Take the time to get educated. Throw everything else to the side. Obviously, I'm not talking about like God and family, but I'm like all the extra stuff that that you guys are doing, put it to the side and focus for the next year, and your life will change forever.
Yeah.
Mims, last words tonight.
Nobody's coming to save you. Okay. Nobody's going to do it for you. Okay. Nobody's meant to do it for you. It's meant to be done by you. That's why it's yours to do. Okay. So all we can do, and you've heard this before, is lead the camel to the water, but we can't make you drink it. Okay. We can show you the way. We can say this is the way. Okay. But it's up to you to actually take the action. Okay. Create the accounts, get the gold and silver, take physical possession of it. Understand how the system works. Get into blockchain and crypto. It's up to you. You got to get out your comfort zone. All right. You got to take it seriously because nobody else is going to do it for you. You have everything you need at your disposal to put yourself in position to be where you are supposed to be in this reset. Okay. But if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you might find yourself in a position that you don't want to be in. So this is why we go live, every week, sharing this information, documenting this reset, showing people how to create generational wealth, and real money, God's money, gold and silver, okay? And getting into decentralized assets, blockchain and crypto. So yeah, with that being said, folks, look, like Mike showed you earlier, we're on a 30-day blitz. We're on Zoom. We're doing private Zooms, and we're not doing a 30-day blitz for an old company that you think we're with. We're doing a 30-day blitz for a new company that is allowing us to get gold and silver without paying a markup and more. Okay, this is huge. This is probably one of the biggest opportunities that's ever going to happen in the metals market. Okay, make sure you plug into those Zooms. I look forward to seeing you there. Lace up. Let's get wealthy. Running with the runners. We out.
Peace, guys. We'll see you on the Zooms tomorrow. Have a good week.